Jane Fonda raised quite a few eyebrows during her appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen while promoting her film Book Club: The Next Chapter. Known for her candid personality and fascinating life experiences, Fonda didn't hold back when she played the infamous game of Plead the Fifth on the show. The game, which often leads to celebrities sharing their most outrageous stories, was the perfect stage for Fonda to drop a bombshell that left the audience and host Andy Cohen stunned. Fonda revealed that she once had an unusual encounter with none other than the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. While everyone knew that Fonda had rubbed elbows with countless celebrities throughout her decades-long career, no one expected her to share such an intimate and wild story involving Jackson. According to Fonda, this unexpected moment happened during the early 1980s, while she was filming the iconic movie On Golden Pond at her lakeside cottage. As Fonda began to unravel the details of her story, the audience and Andy Cohen were hooked. With a mischievous smile on her face, Fonda casually shared that she had seen Michael Jackson in the nude. Yes, you read that right. Jane Fonda had witnessed one of the most famous entertainers of all time in his birthday suit, and the way she told the story left everyone gasping in disbelief. Fonda explained that the bizarre event took place one evening, under the light of a beautiful moon, while Jackson visited her lakeside cottage. As they enjoyed the evening together, Jackson, who was known for his eccentric personality and quirky sense of humor, casually suggested that they go skinny dipping. Fonda, clearly taken aback by the proposition at the time, laughed as she shared the story with Cohen and the studio audience. Despite the unexpected nature of the request, she went along with Jackson's suggestion, creating a memorable moment that has now become part of Hollywood legend. The audience erupted in laughter as Fonda recounted the scene. Her playful and lighthearted attitude as she described the incident made the story even more entertaining. When Cohen, still in shock, asked why she thought Jackson would make such a bold suggestion, Fonda's response was both surprising and thought-provoking. She proposed a theory that left many in the audience thinking, "I think because he knew he was going to die young and I would talk about him being naked," she said, her words drawing even more laughter from the crowd. Fonda noted that Jackson was incredibly skinny at the time, adding a humorous observation that seemed to lighten the strangeness of the situation. The audience hung on her every word as she relived the story. While many might have expected Andy Cohen to dig deeper into the details of the strange encounter, he chose to show restraint, perhaps out of respect for Michael Jackson's legacy. However, it was clear that the audience, and likely viewers at home, wished that Cohen had pressed Fonda for more juicy details about the night. The unexpected nature of Fonda's story, combined with her confident and humorous delivery, made the tale one that fans couldn't stop talking about long after the episode aired. Of course, this wasn't the only jaw-dropping moment that Fonda shared during her appearance on the show. Known for her wit and charm, Fonda has a treasure trove of stories about her experiences in Hollywood, and she didn't hesitate to share another one when Cohen asked about her experiences with men in the industry. When prompted to name a man in Hollywood who had made an inappropriate advance toward her, Fonda didn't skip a beat. With a sly smile, she revealed that it was René Clément, a famous French director. The audience was already intrigued, but the story that followed was even more unbelievable. According to Fonda, Clément, who was directing her in a film at the time, had a particularly audacious request. He wanted to go to bed with me because he said the character had to have an orgasm in the movie, and he needed to see what my orgasms were like, Fonda recounted, her face lighting up with amusement as she remembered the moment. The audience gasped once again, stunned by the sheer absurdity of the director's request. Fonda, however, handled the situation with her signature quick wit and grace. "He said it in French, and I pretended I didn't understand," she added with a laugh, clearly proud of her clever response to the inappropriate advance. This wasn't just another Hollywood horror story. It was a testament to Fonda's resilience and ability to navigate the sometimes toxic environment of the film industry with her dignity intact. While many actresses of her time faced similar situations, Fonda's story highlighted her refusal to give in to the inappropriate demands of those in power. Her humorous take on the situation showed that while she had undoubtedly faced her share of challenges, she had always found a way to rise above them. By the time she finished her story, the audience was in stitches. Fonda's ability to tell these outrageous stories with such charm and humor left everyone in the studio captivated. Her candidness and willingness to share even the most personal and unexpected details of her life are part of what has made her such an enduring figure in Hollywood. After all, Fonda is more than just an actress. She's a storyteller, and her stories are as engaging and entertaining as any movie she's ever starred in. Throughout her long and storied career, Jane Fonda has never shied away from speaking her mind or sharing her truth. Whether it's about politics, her personal life, or her experiences in the film industry, Fonda always has a captivating story to tell. Her appearance on Watch What Happens Live was just another example of her incredible ability to surprise and entertain her audience. With a life as colorful and eventful as hers, it's no wonder she has so many fascinating tales to share. But beyond the wild anecdotes and humorous stories, Fonda's life and career have been defined by her fearlessness and her refusal to conform to the expectations placed on her as a woman in Hollywood. Whether she was standing up for political causes, fighting for women's rights, or simply refusing to let a man like René Clément take advantage of her, Fonda has always been a trailblazer. Even at 80+ years old, Fonda continues to be a force to be reckoned with, both on and off the screen. Her appearance on Watch What Happens Live wasn't just a reminder of her incredible life experiences. It was also a testament to her enduring relevance in an industry that often discards women as they age. Fonda's stories may be from the past, but her voice is more powerful than ever. As the episode wrapped up, Fonda teased Cohen and the audience, saying, "I have stories for you, kid. We don't have time." And it's true, Jane Fonda's life is filled with enough incredible stories to fill hours of airtime. From skinny dipping with Michael Jackson to turning down inappropriate advances from French directors, Fonda's life has been anything but ordinary. Yet, through it all, she has remained grounded, funny, and unapologetically herself. For Fonda, these stories are more than just entertaining anecdotes. They're part of what has made her the icon she is today. In sharing them with the world, she reminds us all that even in a world as crazy as Hollywood, it's possible to stay true to yourself and enjoy the wild ride along the way. As Fonda continues to grace us with her presence, both on screen and in interviews, fans can only hope for more stories, more surprises, and more unforgettable moments from the legendary actress. After all, if there's one thing we've learned from her appearance on Watch What Happens Live, it's that Jane Fonda always has a story up her sleeve. And we can't wait to hear what she'll share next. Jane Fonda's time on Watch What Happens Live offered just a glimpse into her extraordinary life. But it also showcased her enduring ability to stay relevant and captivating in the world of entertainment. Even now, well into her 80s, Fonda is more than just a Hollywood legend. She's a symbol of resilience, wit, and the ability to reinvent oneself time and time again. When you look at Jane Fonda's life, it's easy to see why she's able to tell such fascinating stories. Her career spans over 6 decades, and in that time, she's been involved in everything from groundbreaking films to political activism, often stirring up both admiration and controversy. Fonda's capacity to live fully, embracing both the highs and lows, is what makes her stories so compelling. Whether she's talking about skinny dipping with Michael Jackson or turning down inappropriate advances from powerful men in Hollywood, Fonda approaches each situation with an honesty and humor that has endeared her to generations of fans. But her legacy goes beyond just the stories of her personal encounters with famous individuals. Jane Fonda's career and activism have shaped the cultural landscape in profound ways. From her early days as an actress in the 1960s, she quickly established herself as a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. But it was her bold choices, both on screen and off, that solidified her as a true icon. During the 1970s, Fonda took on roles that challenged societal norms and pushed boundaries. Films like Clute, 1971, and Coming Home, 1978, earned her Academy Awards, but they also showed her commitment to telling stories that were more than just entertainment. These films dealt with themes of sexuality, trauma, and the impact of war, subjects that were often considered taboo at the time. Fonda didn't shy away from taking on challenging roles, and her performances were raw, powerful, and unforgettable. At the same time, Fonda's activism was making headlines. She was a vocal critic of the Vietnam War, and her involvement in anti-war protests earned her both admiration and scorn. Her infamous 1972 trip to North Vietnam, where she was photographed sitting on an anti-aircraft gun, led to widespread outrage and earned her the nickname Hanoi Jane. To this day, that image remains one of the most controversial moments of her life. But it also speaks to Fonda's unwavering commitment to standing up for what she believes in, no matter the personal cost. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Fonda continued to reinvent herself. She became the face of the fitness movement with her highly successful workout videos, which helped launch the home exercise industry and made her a household name in an entirely new way. Her fitness empire was just another example of how Fonda could adapt to changing times and remain relevant, even as Hollywood's focus shifted to younger stars. By the 2000s, Fonda had taken a step back from acting, but she never stopped using her platform to advocate for the causes she cared about. She focused much of her energy on environmental activism, particularly in the fight against climate change. In recent years, she has been arrested multiple times for participating in protests, showing that even in her 80s, she's as committed to activism as she was in her younger years. Fonda's activism, however, has never overshadowed her acting career. In fact, her ability to balance both has been one of the most impressive aspects of her life. While she continued to be a strong voice for political and social issues, she also made a triumphant return to acting with roles in films like Monster-in-Law, 2005, and Youth, 2015, as well as the hit Netflix series Grace and Frankie, in which she stars alongside her longtime friend Lily Tomlin. The show has been a massive success, proving that Fonda's appeal spans generations, and that audiences still crave her unique blend of humor, intelligence, and heart. Fonda's ability to thrive in an industry that often discards older women is a testament to her talent, perseverance, and refusal to be defined by age. In a world where Hollywood is notoriously ageist, Fonda has broken the mold, continuing to land major roles well into her 80s. Her longevity in the entertainment industry is rare, and it speaks to her ability to evolve with the times without losing the essence of who she is. Her candidness on Watch What Happens Live is just another example of how Fonda isn't afraid to share her truth. Whether she's talking about her experiences with Michael Jackson or the inappropriate advances of French directors, she does so with a level of honesty and humor that is refreshing in an industry often shrouded in secrecy. Fonda's willingness to be vulnerable and open about her experiences, both good and bad, has made her a role model for countless women. But there's more to Jane Fonda than just her Hollywood anecdotes. Her personal life has been just as rich and complex as her professional one. Married 3 times, Fonda's relationships with powerful men have often been the subject of public fascination. Her first marriage to French director Roger Vadim produced one of her 2 children, Vanessa Vadim, and exposed Fonda to the bohemian lifestyle of Paris in the 1960s. Her second marriage to activist Tom Hayden saw her deeply involved in political activism and produced her son, Troy Garrity, who has also become an actor. Her third marriage to media mogul Ted Turner was perhaps her most high-profile relationship. Fonda has spoken candidly about how her marriage to Turner was both a time of great love and great struggle, as the two were often at odds over their differing worldviews. In the end, Fonda chose to prioritize her own growth and independence, and the marriage ended in divorce in 2001. Still, Fonda remains on good terms with Turner, and she has reflected on their relationship with fondness and honesty in her memoirs. Throughout her life, Fonda has also been open about her struggles with body image, self-esteem, and the pressures of living up to society's expectations of beauty and femininity. She has spoken about how, for many years, she felt the need to conform to the image of perfection that Hollywood demanded. But as she has aged, she has learned to embrace her imperfections and prioritize her health and happiness over appearances. Her journey to self-acceptance is one that resonates with many women, especially those who have faced similar pressures in their own lives. Now, in her 80s, Jane Fonda continues to be a force of nature. She's still acting, still protesting, and still sharing stories that leave audiences laughing, gasping, and reflecting. Her life is a testament to the power of resilience, and her ability to remain relevant and impactful across decades is nothing short of remarkable. Whether she's telling stories about skinny dipping with Michael Jackson, turning down inappropriate advances in Hollywood, or getting arrested for standing up for the planet, Jane Fonda continues to prove that she's not just a Hollywood legend. She's an icon of strength, wisdom, and unwavering commitment to living life on her own terms. As fans, we can only wait eagerly for her next appearance or revelation. With a career that has spanned over 60 years, countless films, awards, activism, and personal transformations, it's clear that Jane Fonda has more stories to share, and we'll be waiting to hear each and every one of them.